Call to order. It's now 6 p.m. According to the Open Public Meeting Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, according to the Open Public Meeting Act, this meeting of October 8, 2025 was published in the Bergen Record and the Herald News on January 8, 2025 and sent to our town. The executive session meeting notice was published in the Bergen Record and Herald News on October 3, 2025. In addition, copies of said notice are and have been available to the public and are on file in the office of the Township Clerk. May I have roll call, please?
Committeewoman Peachy? Here. Committeewoman Artola?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Here.
Committeeman Chorinsky?
Here.
Mayor Judge
Here.
All present.
Thank you very much. All right, so the next is resolution number 25-261. This is authorization to go into executive session. It is regards to litigation, negotiation, determine client privilege, matters relating to personnel. May I have a motion to go into close?
Motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Peachy?
Yes.
Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Chorinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Judge
Yes. Okay, we will go into closed session. We'll be out approximately 7 p.m. Thank you. May I have a motion to come out of closed executive and reopen to the public? For work session.
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Peachy?
Yes.
Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Chorinsky?
He just took a break for a second, but
Okay, but he is here.
Yep.
Mayor Judge Carvalho?
yes. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming this evening. Sorry we're a little late coming out, but we're here now. So we're going to start with our discussion. And this is the Bergen County Co-op pricing system, electric generation supply service. Our administrator will speak about it. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. So several months ago, I received an email, which comes out, I believe it's every 2 years, in reference to this cooperative pricing system. And I've on the township's behalf, partaken in other cooperative pricing systems that have benefited the township and decreased costs. This one specifically pertains to electricity. I'm obviously happy that we're going to see a decrease in the cost of electricity through this co-op, but what I wanted the mayor and this committee to be aware of is there is an option that's available to us, but it comes at a 5% loss in that discount, but it's only a 5% loss, Mayor, and that's if we were to opt in, and it's a voluntary opt-in that we could do basically for renewable energy. So we would have to opt into renewable energy, and the cost the savings would still be about 15% for the township overall. However, by opting into the renewable energy, I'm sure this will make Mr. Warren's ears perk up, will help us with our sustainable Jersey credits. So again, I just wanted this committee to give me some guidance. We have until by October 15th, where I have to let them know which direction we want to go.
So do we know what the cost will be to opt into this?
So again, it's a 5% increase over the regular opt-in. Don't ask me to explain these costs as far as electricity, because it's I don't.
Yeah,
I
don't have a general.
I don't.
All right, maybe next meeting give us kind of a little general.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause looking at capacity, it's $8.76 per kilowatt. I'd have to.
Okay, I got it. I understand. Okay. Anybody have any questions on it?
So after we provide the interest, would there be a resolution that we would put forward?
Correct.
Okay.
So it saves us 15% also, even with that extra 5%. We still will save an extra
Correct.
15%.
Correct.
Okay, so saving money is a good thing.
It is. And, with sustainable Jersey credits, it does open up some grant opportunities and, again, helps us achieve, what we've set out to do when this committee approved the resolution for us to join Sustainable Jersey.
Great. So I know that there was another discussion that Mr. Miller had sent to you about, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind. I was actually going to cover that under my administrator's report. So Bergen Fiber, I started looking back into it in December of '24, and quite frankly, they hadn't built out their system yet in Bergen County. Mr. Miller brought it to my attention to look into it. I had a meeting last week with the representative from Bergen County as well as the representative from Millennium Fiber, who is the county contractor. And the long and the short of it is with Lieutenant Kukalski, myself, and I also brought in our professional IT person to look at it. He's instituted now in several other municipalities. Millennium also happens to, I know, directly provide Park Ridge, the borough of Park Ridge, not through the county system, but we've done work for here in town with Millennium as far as the police department goes. So they're a viable company, and I think now that the county has completed their loop, I think we're going to opt in, and it'll be a shared service agreement again that'll come before this committee, and it'll be approximately about $450 a month because we would cancel out one of our current providers. We would keep the other cable. We would probably opt out of our cable provider, which is for internet, and keep our fiber optic from a different company, and have the county as our primary because you always want to have redundancy, right? So I think it makes sense. We walked the facility. They looked at both of the server rooms, both on the township side and on the PD side. We happen to have the proper cables run because of the technology changes we've made over the last 4 to 5 years. So again, I appreciate Committeeman Miller bringing that to my attention, and also learned of a different shared service opportunity as a result of this meeting that I'll bring forth to this committee. And it's actually things that are very useful to us, I believe, as far as more YODOC barriers, which are those we could use during flooding and street closure, actually bulldozers, excavators that if Bergen County is not using them, our DPW would have access to them. And again, it's just through a shared service agreement. So I'll be following up on that and have more for you, hopefully, in the meetings to come.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All righty. So you covered that, but you have other stuff you want to say in your report?
Correct.
Correct? Okay, great. So, Ms. Kim, would you like to give a correspondence here, please?
Yes, Mayor, first piece of correspondence, we have a recognition here from the Board of County Commissioners, Certificate of Commendation honoring the Township of Rochelle Park. I will read it into the record. In honor and recognition of hosting your Hispanic Heritage Month flag raising ceremony on behalf of nearly 1 million residents of Bergen County, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your commitment to honoring the rich culture, history, and contributions of the Hispanic community. Presented October 1st, 2025.
Okay. I just want to say a few words on that. That was a wonderful event. Quite a few people showed up. There was also a Hispanic picnic that I ended up going to that Saturday, which was a wonderful event also because I've never tasted such good food. This food was so delicious, and it was like that was homemade, right?
Yes.
And Jen and I were at that one, and Tommy and I were at the flag raising, and we want to thank everybody for participating in it. It was both events were very, very nice and productive, and I think it was a nice thing to do. And Mr. Miller did a lot of that work. I'm going to give you all that credit for that flag raising right there because that was a lot of work. We talked about it, and you just went with it, and thank you for doing that. I know that it was Harp who did the picnic, the Hispanic picnic. Again, a beautiful and nice event. So the next correspondence you have is for the Sheldon.
Yes, next correspondence is from Sheldon's home team. I will read this. Hello, Lisa. We deal with many building departments during our real estate transactions, and many are not the most accommodating. So we just wanted to acknowledge how grateful we are to deal with you in the building department. You really are a pleasure to work with, and Cassandra and I wanted to drop these trees off just as a small token of our appreciation. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next deal. Sheldon Neal and Cassandra Baylor. So this was just a letter stating how wonderful our building department is to work with.
With Lisa?
Yeah.
She got treats too, huh? Did we ever find them out?
No.
No.
The treats were not sure.
All right. Well, maybe next time. If you could put that in her file, that would be great. Thank you so much.
I will do that.
And it's nice to hear that our people are doing great stuff with our community.
Yeah. Next.
We have,
Like to announce?
yes.
Okay. Our third piece of correspondence we have is actually just announcing that Committee Woman Apiche will be stepping down as liaison with the Recreation Committee.
For reason?
Her level of involvement has become too limited to effectively support the committee.
Okay. Well, thank you for what you've done so far. I appreciate, I'm sorry.
So, yes, but she states that she remains committed to helping in any way to ensure the continued success of recreation.
Well, thank you, Jen, for everything you've done. You know, I can say probably all of us, we all appreciate a lot of it, and it's a lot of work. And I know that, there's only 2 months left to go, but I understand. You kind of restricted you, and I can understand that. We have a great rec team, and there's 2 months left. So just for right now, if anybody needs a liaison, they can just call me. They're very well organized, and I know they deal directly with Dean, who helps them out a lot. Again, I don't see any reason to go through the whole liaison thing again. But if they, if you want to call me a liaison, that's fine. But they're really very organized from what I'm understanding. They're getting a lot of stuff done. I believe you have a lot of the stuff they have a lot of the stuff already set up, right? There's really not too much more, right? Okay. Again, thank you. Appreciate it. What else do we have on that? Any other correspondence?
No, Mayor.
Thank you at this time. May I have a motion to adopt the minutes for September 24, 2025, and that's the public session, and the executive session, September 24, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
May I have a roll call?
Committee Woman Apiche?
I have to abstain, I wasn't there.
Committee Woman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Dish-Covello?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, may I have a motion to approve approval of this agenda?
Motion.
I have a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committee Woman Apiche?
Yes.
Committee Woman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Dish-Covello?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good, thank you. Administrators report.
Thank you, Mayor. And if I may just go back a little bit to that energy agreement. So I do have to let the county know if we're opting in by October 15th. So if this committee, if that's the way you want to go, let me know. I don't think I'd be able to provide you an actual number. I'd have to take our electric bills, figure it out, but understand we're still going to see a substantial, a 15% savings on our electric use of the bills. I'll make a motion.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Do we already have,
Until I say so.
is it
A
already
resolution?
finalized about entering into the co-op?
So the co-op, we don't have to do anything because we passed a resolution to allow me to look into it months ago. This is a voluntary opt-in, and there's a form, that's the last page of that form that they're telling us is required. Literally,
Right, that has to be approved.
correct.
But we're not doing that tonight.
I don't.
Oh, you want, yeah,
October.
then we need a motion.
We need a motion for resolution. We need a resolution for
Right.
that.
Well, we can do the resolution, memorialize your action by resolution after
That's
this meeting.
correct.
We can vote on it tonight.
Correct.
Right, so we can put it down with the other resolutions,
Yes.
right? You want to put it into that?
So on the consent agenda?
On the consent.
You can do it on consent if that's.
Yeah,
267.
yeah, please add that. Thank you.
Mr. Truinsky just made a motion.
And you can't right now.
Make a
Hold on,
motion to
hold on.
adopt.
Hold on.
And I apologize.
When you get to it,
I actually thought it said October 25th, but I'm realizing now.
15.
Yeah, I put my reading glasses on there. I
Okay.
apologize.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I understand reading glasses. Okay. So now we have your report. please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Just an update on the elevation of homes. Again, we're the 2 homes that I've continued in that process and in that project. Permits have been issued, so the builder's getting ready to move ahead on those. The Howard Avenue trees, within the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping we'll see all the trees planted. Originally, our hope was, because of it was 2 different engineering firms, we were hoping to use the same tree vendor. Unfortunately, the one doing the majority of Howard Avenue, his pricing came in a lot different for the smaller version of Howard Avenue. I spoke today with Negley Engineering. I think, we'll line it up. Matter of fact, his vendor's ready to move within a week. So, the trees will still be all approved from the same farms that, the DPW and Shade Tree are aware of. and we'll continue going forward there. I know a question came up recently about the tenants on the second floor. I'm extremely happy and pleased to announce, when I took that position over, Mayor, the company that was running it for the township had gone bankrupt. We hadn't seen revenue probably in about a year and a half. When I started, I literally would knock on doors upstairs, collect checks from tenants as the administrator, and, then realized it was best to bring in an outside service to help us. We're currently at full capacity. There actually are no empty office space upstairs. Last month alone, the rent and revenue received by the township is $17,028. And I can tell you, in looking back over all the months, it's been since they've been running our landlord business, or that part for us since that time. It's averaged between $11,000 and $20,000 a month. So again, it's good to know that I don't know of many other office spaces that are full. So I'm very happy with that. I know you have a resolution on for tonight, and I just wanted to touch base a little bit about it. Back when I took over in 2022, Kathy Cerici came to me and said, I really have a problem with this high sewer usage by this one company, and one industrial user in town, and it kind of fell flat on its face for a long time until this committee pushed and gave me the professionals that were able to get this agreement on for tonight. So I'm very happy, and I think Kathy, Mr. Catino, and this committee should all get some credit. So thank you again for giving us that opportunity to follow up and work steadfast to get this done for the residents of Rochelle Park, because again, it was lost revenue, and now it's revenue that will offset taxes. One last thing I just learned today, a former Grand Marshal for Rochelle Park from our Memorial Day Parade, Mr. Frank Kiernan, passed away today at age 95. So sad news. I hate to end on sad news, but for those who knew Mr. Kiernan, he was one of those, his generation they were special, and he was a special guy. So
Yes, that's very sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. That's all I have, Mayor.
I can give you a little history. There was the Judges, the Bonifacys, the Morgans, and the Kiernans. 7, 8 children in each family, and we all happen to be in the same grades. All these different, for some reason, it worked out that way. And I can tell you, the Kiernan family was very well respected, and as far as we were all friends, and that's what was a good part. We were a community together amongst ourselves. There was quite a few of us. And Mr. Kiernan, I only saw him maybe a couple of months ago, I remember, and he was still working, 90-something years old. 95. God bless him.
Right up until a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's hard to hear that, but, I know Mrs. Kiernan passed away a few years ago, too.
About 5.
I think it was around my mother passed, too. It was about 5 or 6 years ago, and, our thoughts and prayers go to the family at this time. And I believe I speak to the council when I say that. Would you let us know, please, if you hear any?
Absolutely, I would.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so the next we have is our attorney.
Well, actually, Dean stole my thunder with the virus, but I do also want to extend it does take everybody involved. The mayor and the committee authorized me to pursue this aggressively, which is what we did. And Kathy and Dean were very helpful in getting me the information I needed to take a hard line with the Laris. And the issue, as I stated before, with coming to a final conclusion, was I wanted a commitment that they would continue to pay this going forward, and not just for what they owed. And ultimately, we were able to get the language in there that unless there's a change in the law that says that they can pay less or they don't have to pay, which is unlikely to occur, they will continue to pay the township for their
So if you could,
usage.
Mr. Scatino, give a little bit of backstory of what they are paying, so the public understands.
Right, so they're paying back for 4 years that they were, some years they were billed, some they weren't, because the township professionals were under the impression that perhaps they were exempt from having to pay.
This is for overage of sewage.
Yes, this is for what they put into the system. They're classified as a heavy user by the DCUA. They give us the calculation. And once they're characterized as a heavy user, it's up to the municipality. They have the right to assess the cost or pass the cost on to that user, whoever they are. So in this case, we did compromise somewhat, but they're going to pay retro, for the 4 years that they didn't pay, they're going to pay. And again, going forward, they are going to pay as long as the law requires them to pay, which it will. And the Township Committee and the Mayor have also authorized me to prepare an ordinance, which I should have for the next meeting, which addresses all heavy users. So we have something in our own municipal ordinances requiring the payment.
Thank you very much for all your help, Mr. Scatino, on this, because
Thank you.
it was brought to my attention, and I couldn't believe the amount of money that was owed, and has been for years. And going forward, it can be collected now under this agreement. And we should have the rearages, I think, by December.
The first payment, it will be 5 days, it's 3 payments, so I think it's like $168,000 total, equal payments. First payment, 5 days from when this agreement is signed, which I'm sure the mayor's anxious, it's not already signing it. And then the second payment would be in November, and full third payment before December 1st. So the town should have all arrearages paid on or before December 1st of this year.
And that'll be for next year's.
Right, and that will be, right, and that money
And then
will,
they're going to pay again next year.
and they're going to pay again next year.
Right. And this will be a resolution also to pay any other, an ordinance we're going to have go through, that would be for any other high users of this.
Correct.
Okay.
One other provision that I think is outstanding here is that if they fail to pay us everything by December 1st, then they have to not only pay us what they owe us, but also the year of 2021.
Right. So that was one of the things that we worked out with them. And we're going to be watching for December 1st, right? That's what we're going to end up doing, right? I know that Mr. Scatino will be on that. Clerk's report?
Mayor, just one thing, I just want to kindly remind everyone that we will be open late next Tuesday, October 14th, until 9 p.m. To accommodate late night voter registration. Again, this is the last day to register to vote for the November general election, which is scheduled to take place November 4th. So if you have any questions about elections and voting and voter registration, please contact myself at, I'll give you the number, 201-587-7730, extension 2020.
2020, extension 2020. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, the flu clinic is tomorrow.
Yes, the flu clinic is going to be held tomorrow, October 9th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. ShopRite has graciously agreed to host this year's flu clinic. It's going to be held at the Senior Center, 151 West Passaic Street. This will be open to all seniors, disabled, and township employees.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's tomorrow between 1 and 3 p.m. in the senior center. There's a little side office thing area that they're going to do it. Thank you, ShopRite, for donating that for us. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so next is any new business. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Warren, anything with the shade tree or anything with that?
No, we're very excited about the trees going on Howard. We've had,
Oh, yeah.
I have to say, this first year on doing the Shade Tree Commission has been a learning experience, to say the least, right, Dean?
Correct.
But we're good. You're good. Yeah.
It is all good.
Just learning as we go, and working with Dave and the volunteers and Dean and the engineering groups that we have. Do I have to get up to this?
Yeah, just for a second, if you don't mind. Can you just come for a second? I appreciate it. Thank you. I know there's a lot, excuse me, I know there's a lot going on with the trees being planted on Howard coming up.
Yeah, no, just again, that everyone is communicating, I gotta say, and we're all being in touch with each other, keeping each other up to date with what's happening, because things can move fast. But the Howard Ave trees are going in. We had an email chain back and forth about the size of the trees, et cetera, but like I said, this first year, we are learning a lot that will take us into year 2. That will be very helpful. And even say, talking with Dean, I know, Mayor, you've asked us to get some planters around town. We're in the midst of doing that right now, so we have some money left in our budget that we'd like to do that for next spring. Maybe get some planters in front of the businesses on Rochelle Ave, that strip mall. So there's some greenery space there where Maestro's is, et cetera. So anyway, I mean, things are happening, and again, working with Dave's been great. I met all the neighbors who got trees on El Dorado and Crescent. They were, for the most part, very excited about it. you know, they can't wait for them to grow a little bit, they're baby trees. So, but other than that,
What's the update on the watering truck? Do we have anything?
it'll be here by the end of October. I know we thank God we got some rain, and it looks like in the forecast there's some more rain coming too. People seem to be okay helping out. In the meantime, we have had some drought conditions, so if you can help water those trees, that'd be great. But we did visit everyone to hand out the flyer to them. And the Environmental Commission, we did the garden cleanup. I guess I'll just do my homework thing right here for you guys.
Might as well.
Might as well. The cleanup went very well. That whole space is ready. We're just waiting for the leaves to fall, have the leaves taken out. Mr. Chwinsky helped get that fence down that was in between, which actually was great because we now have a section where we think we could do a pollinator garden, not just to grow food, perhaps some small fruit trees, but so we're just waiting for the next phase of the winter, just so that, and Dave said him and his guys would get in there to flatten some of the ground out. So that should be ready to go for the spring. We'll have more information about that. So
Yep, another event coming up.
I have no idea what day it is. So what day is this? Wednesday? No. We have there's a town cleanup.
Right.
That's for Team Rochelle Park on the 18th. So anyone's welcome to come. We pick up trash and litter, and that helps go toward Clean Communities grants, et cetera. Which, by the way, I've been reading the Clean Communities grant, so I'll email you a couple of things. But yeah, so that's coming up. And Dean, did you mention about us getting connected to the other towns on the Saddle River?
I did not.
I don't know if you want to
No,
talk about that, because it's actually it's pretty good news. I mean, I don't know where it's going, but if
it's
you want to do
literally
that.
in my notes, so I will.
Yeah.
And before you leave,
Yeah.
and if I may, Mayor,
Yes.
Mr. Warren got firsthand experience today learning why sometimes there's multiple week delays in municipal government. When he reached out to a vendor and was, asking for pricing, they said, hey, we can get that to you in about 13 to 18 weeks. So
Yes.
not the pricing, but the
But the
materials.
actual item, yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned pollinator, and I did have a conversation with the mayor of Park Ridge over the weekend, and I'm going to follow up on it. They actually are hiring or bringing in a beekeeper for localized honey, and I think that something we should look into.
We can look into it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
That
had
back
one
section,
time.
Well, we had a local resident.
had a
but
local resident
This is a
that was
service that comes in if you
beekeeper,
provide them the space. They, in turn, sell the honey and give you some.
The soil that was behind the fence that we were able to take down, that wooden fence, it's town property. We didn't knock down someone's random
Right.
fence, but it's town property. But the soil there is not sandy where it was sandy in the
Right.
part that we're going to put to bed. So bees, I mean, I love them. They're great. Maybe a bench back there. I don't know. But I know people who were cleaning up want to donate peach trees and all sorts of things. So I said, we will get there.
And back to the grant that Mr. Warren discussed. So you may remember, one of our residents was here at last meeting talking about this $10 million availability of a grant that's out there. I immediately followed up. And thank you to another one of our residents, Christina Holtz, for giving me the contact over at Bergen County. County was still on the fence about it. I reached out to Pete Ledico in Saddlebrook, had him reach out to the county, and I think based on the interest from the municipalities, the Bergen County's now said they were actually going to pursue that grant. We're one of the towns included as well as Saddlebrook, Lodi, Paramus, Ridgewood, if not more. So again,
I think there
that's
was 6 towns, right?
I wanted to say, I want to acknowledge the Township Committee for bringing back the Environmental Commission, which I think helped connect us with other town environmental commissions, which carried some weight toward the county moving ahead on this. I mean, I know we're small, but they said, I saw the email, we're on that list, and they're going to pursue it, which would be really nice. And I did read in the paper, the Columbia study was done. Sam Bouveron, he's a friend of mine. He has been pursuing that for months, and I have to talk to him on the phone a lot. And we know Sam has a heavy French accent, but he really helped pursue that study. He was interviewed, et cetera, and they did recognize that Rochelle Park and Saddlebrook are two of the most high-risk areas from the Saddle River flooding, and that have the potential to really see harm that exceeds the amount of money we would ever be able to get from the federal government or whatever the case is. So if we can do something with the river with that $10 million, that'd be great. So I just want to thank you guys for restarting the commission. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Mike. Thank you. Also, I wanted to ask Pete, there's questions on the resolution adoption of the annual update to floodplain management plan. Can you just talk a few minutes about that, if you don't mind? Sure.
You getting old?
Just turn them on the bottom.
On the bottom.
No, just
No.
hit the button on the bottom, should turn red once you hit it and let go.
Got it.
Great.
Okay. I took that document and I summarized it, because I know you wanted to speak to it. I could just pull it like that.
Bring it down, Michael.
Sure. I could either just answer your questions direct, or maybe it's better I just go through the summary first, and then be happy to answer whatever questions that
Sure.
there may be.
Just, yeah, summary is good. And then if anybody has it, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole document.
Yeah,
I've got a lot highlighted here. This is the Rochelle Park Annual Update to the Flood Mitigation Plan. And it's important not to be confused with the other document that's floating around from the Columbia University Graduate Capstone Project. Okay, two distinct different things. This is part of the Bergen County Hazardous Mitigation Plan, and which has been in effect probably since 1999 or early 2000, and it's updated every 5 years. So our flood plan that I have presented to you for adoption by resolution is part of the hazard mitigation plan. Going back some years ago, the mitigation plan used to be done individually. Each municipality had to submit one. It's probably been about 2 or 3 cycles. Maybe the last 10 or 15 years we've been doing this on a county level. Each municipality now submits it to the county. The county hired Michael Baker Associates, who, if you remember, you, Dean, and I had attended the meeting with those folks, and we had put together the plan. So this is, in a sense, part of that. Although it's separate and apart, but it does interconnect with that. The annual update identifies potential hazards within Bergen County and details ways to reduce them. Specifically of interest to Rochelle Park is the flooding of the Saddle River and Sprouts Brook, and the localized flooding, urban flooding during periods of heavy rain, which could be just as significant as what you see in the brook and in the river. This update notes 11 actions which we identified as our goal, seeking funding opportunities either locally or federally, or through the state. We need to identify these projects in this document, or we will not be eligible for funding. And in part, what we identified is, I'm not going to go through all of them, but in part, we identified installing a generator at Midland School and the Knights of Columbus for shelter operations, continue to coordinate with Bergen County and regional management of the Saddle River and the Marsalis Street Bridge project, which is still ongoing. We clean up and desnag the Sprouts Brook, DPW repair, reconstruct stormwater outfalls discharging into the brook, and annual inspections to remove obstructions, all outlined in this plan, which we need to adopt. The floodplain management plan needs to be submitted upon passage of the resolution to Bergen County OEM, New Jersey State Police OEM, FEMA, and as mentioned, these projects outlined will enable us for federal, state, or other public monies that's not included in the hazard mitigation plan. We're not eligible to receive those monies, grant monies or otherwise. And this is just one element. There's several that are involved, but this is one element of that. The hazard mitigation plan, Bergen County officials identified 5 goals and objectives. This plan also outlines preserving natural environment, promoting public health and safety, and Rochelle Park's priority in flooding. Some of what we do is mentioned in the update of the plan. The letters we mail to property owners in repetitive loss areas every year, which has to be included in this. Outlining awareness, warning, and response capabilities, which we do in the outreach programs, the flood programs that we do every year. The OEM Public Outreach Flood Programs is part of our CRS, the Community Rating System, which allows our residents to receive a discount in the flood insurance premiums. The DPW work also provides us with CRS credits, and the OEM Tiger Dam that we just, I say it's OEM, but the Tiger Dam that we just purchased, which assists which keeps the flood waters out of the firehouse, part of the EMS and OEM building, which is all part of this plan and identified as targets that we need to meet. The plan also outlines what's realistic and achievable for the protection of public, private, and private property. A component of this plan addresses elevating dwellings, okay, which we're doing. New building department land use ordinance adoption is also part of the activities of the hazard mitigation plan we discussed back in January. James DeMaria was just starting to roll that out back then, and I believe that's subject to, to some discussion, but to approval, which really puts you in a tough spot. Yeah. It's understandable. This plan also outlines a component of the OEM alert emails, which I send out on a regular basis, looking for really just to make you aware that we could be looking at a potential issue with flooding, whether it's localized or something more severe. It also notes this plan, it also noted in this plan, rather, is Rochelle Park OEM met with the National Weather Service and NOAA representatives to improve the Saddle River monitoring gauge, which we know is not going to happen with the current federal system and the funding detriment that we're seeing on the federal level to all of the departments thanks to DOGE. We're not going to see that funded, and unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be stuck with really not getting accurate readings. But again, it's outlined in this plan. The floodplain management plan also outlines other activities as part of the community rating system. Public participation, and we have a local emergency planning committee, we have business owners, we have administration, we have OEMs, certainly we have some members of the public at large that sit with us in a minimum of at least twice a year, really to discuss the response and flood mitigation planning. Final draft is updated, is due this month, and it'll be submitted to, as I said, Bergen County, State Police, OEM, and FEMA. We should hear from Michael Baker Associates hopefully by the end of this month. Regarding the Columbia University capstone report, I read that report. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. And again, not to be confused with this, there's nothing in that report that we didn't know 20 years ago. It really doesn't say anything different. And I just need to kind of put that in perspective. Going back some years ago, and one of the reasons why we have to make the distinguishment between that program or that project that's out there and this is folks from, we had an opportunity to sit back in 2021 at the Lodi Boys Club when we put that disaster recovery center in place for the residents along the Saddle River. And I hope you're going to have better luck than we have since 1977, because the towns that are part of this project had basically said, and their elected officials, the higher ups that were there with their OEM coordinators, they said, hey Pete, look, he said, I have in my town, without mentioning names, maybe 13% of the town floods, 87% doesn't. Another said, I have 10% of the town floods, I got 90% doesn't. I have 18% of the town flood, another one said 82 doesn't. And then most are rental properties. So you're asking us to go ahead and start to spend some of our money and to start putting resources into this. The honest answer is the taxpayers aren't going to support it. So what our plan does, it addresses what's achievable, what's realistic, and what's attainable. Okay, and that's why it's important it's adopted. And then we make that presentation once it's done to Bergen County OEM, State Police, and then FEMA. So at least within all of those projects that are outlined, and again, I didn't mention all of them, it should be in that report, which I think it is, you will have the ability to be able to seek funding. Okay, and if there's monies that are out there, that's great. And if you could get it to enhance some of the things that we're talking about, that's even better. But I just want to let you know, about 10, maybe 12, 13 years ago, it's probably better than 10 years, I was invited to attend what Lodi OEM and their officials to testify before Congress regarding the flooding of the Saddle River. Unfortunately, due to a work commitment, I was unable to attend, but the conclusion reached was that the cost estimate of reduced flooding compared to the impact and the amount of residents and property presented didn't warrant the type of expenditures necessary. So the areas of impact are so small compared to New Orleans, Houston, Miami, Fargo, North Dakota, and other states that suffer more significant flooding than all of our towns combined. Basically what they said is, just not going to do it. Okay, whether it's through federal monies or other monies that are out there, we're just not going to do it. So whatever we could do to help enhance our ability, as this flood mitigation plan outlines, to get this through, and then to continue having those conversations, you can certainly do whatever you can, but I will tell you, hope is not an option. I mean, hope is not a plan, rather, and failure is not an option. Mm-hmm. So, either one way or another, we're going to have to deal with this. Our focus is going to be through this update to the flood mitigation plan, is really dealing with the things that we could deal with, okay, which is outlined in this plan. We're not going to be able to stop the flooding, okay? The only thing we need to be able to do is respond to it effectively and efficiently. Okay, and that's what this outlines. Okay. So, I don't know, I mean, that was a summary, believe it or not. Okay?
How many minutes did you give him?
I thought I said great.
I still got 30 seconds left, I think.
That was a good summary. The concerns, of course, with everybody who happens to be in a flood area, which in my area, down in the Mays area, is considered, some areas knock wood, whatever, I didn't flood, but I was there when it happened. And I saw the devastation. So while the government says, well, these people flood worse than you, that's fine for them. But for the residents that have to deal with it 3, 4, whatever, many times, it's not good enough for me or anybody, I think, on this things. I think that we all have the same thing. I appreciate you putting this through. For any federal funding that we can get, I know we're looking at the 10 million also, that the six, I think it's 6 towns, right, Dean, that we're all involved in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Any way we can try. When I was growing up, and I can tell everybody this because I've been here all my life, years ago, the Saddle River was dredged. And how it was dredged was with a big, like a backhoe thing, and it looked like a shovel in the front. So if you're, if you call it the sand pit, you're a townie. And it used to come down very slow every few years, and then they stopped doing that. And I believe it came in for whatever reason. And unfortunately, a lot of flooding happened from that because the Sprout Brook goes with that. They go in conjunction with each other. This is something that hopefully we can get some kind of grants for. We have the county looking for us, trying to help us out also. And I appreciate you putting all this together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though if you are, I do remember actually when the brook was, when the river rather was.
Do you remember?
I do, and that was probably the last time because we suffered in '77, the election day flood, which was pretty much equal to what we had in Floyd, maybe a little less than what we had in
Well, I'm going to be honest
Irene.
with you, I don't remember it being that bad down at the maze. I remember some houses getting it, but Floyd destroyed Howard Avenue. And as far as I'm concerned, I can remember distinctly, I was probably one of the few people that stayed. And I stayed for, a reason. But it destroyed it for a very long time. And those people suffered at least 4 times with a loss of everything in their homes, a loss of everything. So this is why this new one that's coming through with the 50% of the loss with flooding is mind-boggling to me because, with insurance companies and everything else, then they would have to raise their houses if it goes above it. We have no choice. We have to accept that.
And that seems to be the answer. Instead of fixing the problem, okay, which, again, they're saying the amount of money it's going to take to really fix it is just exorbitant. So their answer is you have to elevate. Okay, we're taking that a little bit further. We're saying, all right, you have to elevate, and right now it's not mandatory. The ordinance, though, at some point perhaps will trigger a mandate to elevate. But some of the other things that we're doing, which is all part of that CRS, with the DPW out there with the brooks and cleaning out the storm drains before a major incident, the programs that we're doing, all of those criteria that fall into this community rating system is, right now that's attainable and achievable. We also, just so you know, Mayor and Council, right now we're at a Class 7 at 15%. We're looking to get to a 20% discount. We're working with Monica Mayanecki and putting other activities together and some of the other things we do, and I think maybe through even some of your efforts, I don't know if that's going to qualify or not. We have to look at the criteria, but our goal is to try and get at least to a 20% discount. We were at a 5, then a 10, we're currently at a 15.
That discount is for their insurance.
For the flood
Flood
insurance.
insurance.
Right, but let me just qualify that, say that's flood insurance underwritten by the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program, which is FEMA backed. Any private insurance companies that are not FEMA or NFIP backed don't qualify for that discount.
Okay, so everybody understands that. That's what the difference is.
Yes.
You could have private insurance, right, through your homeowners, or through FEMA, NFIC insurance.
NFIP, National Flood Insurance
NFIP
Program.
insurance.
Yeah,
So that's where they get the percentage off.
only on those policies that are written.
Right.
Yeah, anything private unfortunately doesn't qualify.
Well, thank you, Pete, for putting this all together and giving a quick review. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Quick
Sure.
review.
No, it was very good. Anybody have any questions before he leaves? No? Okay, thank you again, Pete.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's another new business. All right, so let's see. We have now public participation. Excuse me. May I have a motion to open to the public?
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second? Roll call?
Committeewoman Peachy? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Cholinsky?
Yes.
Mayor George Covello?
Yes. Okay, so we are now open to the public. Council?
Yes, everyone is limited to 3 minutes. Please state your name and the town in which you reside. At the mayor's discretion, your time may be extended.
Thank you. Anybody from the public like to speak? Sure.
How are you guys?
Hello.
My name is Jack Renner. I'm a Rochelle Park resident. My daughter is a fourth generation Rochelle Park resident. I contacted a couple of you guys over the week, sent you an email regarding this woman right here. She made false allegations against me, and said that she was going to contact DIFUS. I just had DIFUS show up to my house today, interviewed my child at school. Just so you know, all your text messages between you and your husband are being posted on my Facebook. Your group messages from yesterday, Nicole gave them to me. You think I stole them? You got another thing coming. Have a good day.
Mr. Renner, let me just answer about the email. Counsel, would you please address that?
Yes. The mayor consulted me with respect to your email and the response, and as I said to the mayor after reading the letter, the committee person you're referring to did not act in her capacity as a committee member. The letter wasn't signed as a committee member. She didn't represent that she was acting on behalf of the governing body.
Okay.
So because of that, it really is a
I know it's not a
personal-
town matter.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was because it wasn't a town matter that I instructed the mayor she shouldn't respond.
Yeah, no,
Because-
I understand that.
Because that could then create liability on the town. Why is the town,
I understand.
whether it's the mayor or an individual committee person, getting involved in a personal issue?
I just wanted everybody to be aware of the type of person that she is. Huh?
Thank you. I'm sorry? Hi.
Hi, I'm Lauren Telson. I reside in Rochelle Park. Madison,
Sorry, Lauren?
Lauren Telson, Madison Renner's mom. I reside in Rochelle Park. Saw the letter. I'm an educated woman, very educated. You can ask anyone, have multiple degrees. I can put two and two together. I can't believe, as a parent, you would do something like that, because as a mom, to go after another parent like that is terrible. Even the threat of it is terrible that you would even do that. What kind of woman, what kind of mother would do something like that? To put another mother at risk of losing her child because you're mad about a Facebook post? No. You are a terrible, terrible person if you did this. I saw the messages. I know it was you. And I know there's multiple people in this town who are also just with you with this. Terrible people. Terrible. I have been in this town since I was 15. You can ask Dean Pinto. He knows me. You're a terrible woman for doing this. And a mother. What kind of mother does that? You're a despicable woman. And don't worry, because my attorney is very well prepared to come after you.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else, please? Mr. Warren?
Okay. Just wanted to, hi, Michael Warren. Hi, how are you? 181 West Ola Street. I'm very glad this township committee is pursuing all avenues when it comes to flooding. Because if I had an employee who constantly shit on other people's plans to try to help with flooding, because they're so insecure about themselves, and they always have to be right about flooding, I would fire that employee. It is constantly, I swear to God, whenever someone talks about flooding, other than the one employee who can only talk about it, it's very disheartening to hear nothing can be done. It's too much money. Congress said this, Congress said that. My view, we should never stop trying. We should pursue every avenue. And I don't know what it is about the insecurity that we have to shit on the Columbia University study, bunch of college kids who want to change the world. To me, that's sick. This study hurts nobody. It threatens nobody's job. But yet we have to make sure we know that that's a bad plan and that we should not be pursuing anything other than the good plan that's presented. I hope you guys heard what I heard tonight. Only their word is law when it comes to flood, and no other avenue should be explored. Residents don't want to hear you're getting a discount on flooding. They want to hear the flooding will end. What can we do? The federal government, I can't tell you if they're coming anymore, guys. They're not going to North Carolina. They're not going to Florida. Home insurance companies are canceling policies. So it's nice I might get a discount, but that might go away. We need to make enough noise. Yes, it costs money to fix that river. It costs money to fix a lot of stuff in this country. We find it somehow. I just don't get the need to really look down upon a bunch of college kids who interviewed people who took this up as a passion project to try to find avenues. And because of this university plan or study, the county is now re-examining it. Is $10 million enough? Probably not. Probably very little. But if I had that employee work for me, I'd fire them. That's my personal opinion. I just can't deal with the negativity and the insecurity. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Warren. I'm just going to make this very clear. I think that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think, and it's my opinion, and I'm going to speak for myself, but I hope I'm speaking for this committee. I don't think we're ever going to try to stop somehow looking for some way to help with the flooding.
Good.
I know I'm not. I've already reached
I
out
don't think
to
any of you guys
legislator.
are. I don't think any of you are.
What?
I said, I don't think any of you are going to stop, and I hope that's the truth.
Because I can tell you, I've reached out to legislation already.
Okay?
This that you're talking about with the college students.
Yeah.
I saw the meeting when they presented it to the county. I brought it up to Dean. I said, take a look at it, because he was there with the commissioners. I know the heartache, and I saw that heartache, and I don't think I or anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, thousands of people are affected by it, not just people in Rochelle Park, but thousands of people are affected by it.
Thousands. And I think the study is not a bad thing to go on either. And if the county's looking at it, maybe the government, the federal, I don't know where it's going to go.
Instead of saying that's no good, why don't you try working together instead of saying who's got the better plan? I work with a lot of men, too, in my life. It's always about the measurements, if you get my drift, you know? Dean, if a cop came to you and said every day, can't stop the crime, Dean. Can't stop the crime. You want them on your force? I don't know. That's just my opinion. But thank you, Mayor. I understand it. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else, please? Yes, Mr. Don Poe.
And, you know, I hate to do this, but notwithstanding the tantrum or the flail in their arms, the facts are the facts. And no one is ever saying that that study that was put out there wasn't good. Okay, what we're saying is in that plan, it's just, look, it is what it is. The facts are the facts. This has been going on since 1977, since 1945. Okay, and the answers are really what they are. I mean, if we can't stop it, then we have to take preventative ways to do this.
Right. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Donatello, but I don't think we're going to stop trying to pursue it whatever way we can.
And that wasn't my...
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that was not my
I
presentation.
understand what your plan is, but I also look at I read that study also. I did read that study, and I'm not going to defend anybody here. I'm staying neutral. But I think that anyway, your way, it's not good. We're all going to try to move forward and try to look at any way we can look at to somehow, whether it's even getting grants through what your program is, right? That can help us with money to work toward maybe dredging something else. You know, I don't want to, again, I'm going to stay neutral on this, and I'm not going to minimize any study, anything that comes out. I did read both. So I appreciate it, and I don't want any arguing with this. I think it's best to look at both and say, well, this could help this way, and maybe this way can help with the other plan, right?
And we're encouraging that. That is absolutely the encouragement. And also understand, this is not my plan. Okay, this is not Rochelle Park OEM's plan. This is accumulation, okay, of work that was done by our
This is a plan that you have to present from Rochelle Park, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Right, but it's not something that I sat alone and put together.
Right.
Okay, there was a lot involved.
I know.
Okay, and it's taken into consideration all of the elements that I just mentioned. So Look, again, regardless of someone else's insecurities or their tantrums or flailing their arms, the plan is the plan. It is what it is. And I think together, perhaps, okay, if there wasn't maybe such an ego, okay, that, yeah, maybe a sit down would be warranted. Maybe we'd be able to sit down and work together. Okay, my door is always open. My phone is always available. My email is always accessible. Okay, I have no problem sitting with anyone. We put together an LEPC, or a local emergency planning committee, right, dealing with flood right after Ida in 2021. Okay? I don't see him on the committee. Okay, more than welcome to have anybody. Don't remember the gentleman's name, the French individual, is it Sam?
Sam.
He sat in on the committee with us, okay, once or twice. More than welcome to have him or anyone else involved to sit with us. Okay, this plan is going to be updated yearly. We'll know better when the hazard mitigation plan from the county is put together. But this plan is made up of county officials, state, local officials, and municipal officials. It's not just Rochelle Park's plan. Okay, we specifically deal with our issues, but that plan is everybody in the counties.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else, please?
Yeah, I'd like to chime in on that. So just to summarize, I think the end of the story is we're not going to give up our resources that are available to us to provide relief for the current conditions that we're in, but we're not going to stop seeking to solve the problem.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Okay.
I believe I said
That's all I
that
need
too.
to say.
I believe this whole committee believes
Thank you, everybody,
that.
for your efforts.
I believe you all believe in that, right? Are we all on the same
Absolutely.
page? Okay, great. Anyone else, please? All right, hearing or seeing no one, may I have a motion to close to public?
Make the
Motion.
motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Who got second?
Whoever.
Third?
Yes, you're the third.
So there is no introduction of ordinance, that said, you have none. I'm sorry, roll call?
Committeewoman
Thank
Apici? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor George Carvello?
Yes. All right, so we have the next one, which is with the, why do you have none on here for the introduction of this? This is going to be for the adoption of the ordinance. Right, so, okay, we're adopting this ordinance because we did it last time. Would you please read the ordinance, Madam Clerk?
Ordinance number 1250-25, amendment of chapter 161 entitled Streets and Sidewalks.
Thank you. May I have a motion to open 1250-25 to the public?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Apici? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor George Carvello?
Yes. Okay, this ordinance is open to the public for any comments, questions?
Question, I'm sorry.
No? All right, hearing or seeing none, may I have a motion to close to the public 1250-25?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Apici? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor George Carvello?
Yes. All righty, may I have a motion to adopt this ordinance 1250-25? To adopt it.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Apici? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Committeeman Truinsky?
Yes.
Mayor George Carvello?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great, so now we're going to have this on the consent agenda, we're adding
267, which is authorization of the opt-in for
number 25-267, and it's the opt-in for,
electric generation supply service.
And this would be the opt-in for the renewable energy portion of that.
okay, perfect. Okay, all right, did you have to read anything there? Nope. Great. Consent agenda, all items listed below considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Township Committee and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a committee member or citizen so requests, in which case the items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in the normal sequence on the agenda as part of our general orders. So we have resolutions 25-262, 263, 264, 265, 266, and now we have 267. Correct? Everybody have all that together? Perfect. And may I have a motion to approve this consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Apici? Yes. Committeewoman Artola?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Newman Cholinsky,
Yes.
Treasurer Scarlett.
Yes, all righty, so we're going to have the adjournment. Our next meeting will be October 22nd, 2025 at 7 PM.
Mayor, may I just add,
Yes, please.
sorry, I unfortunately will not be at the October 22nd meeting. I have a work commitment, so I just want to share that now.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to speak about before I close this meeting?
Nope.
I mean, it's short.
Yeah.
If there's anything, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'll send you my report.
I appreciate that. All right, and we have the senior meeting is tomorrow. Everybody knows that, and we'll go from there. So may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions, any nays? Nope. Okay. Motion adjourned.
Good
Good
night.
night. You want this folder?